Okay, otakus, we're back with another comic book battle, and we've got a great one here on tap. It's X-Men 25 versus Batman 497.
Round one, fight!
So some information on X-Men 25. This issue was released back in the good old 90s. October of 1993, and it featured a great cover by Andy Kubert. And Batman 497, in similar fashion, was released in 1993 as well. So these two comics were out around the same period. But of course, and they're very similar in a lot of ways, because they involve the major character, a major development in two main characters, and so we'll go over each development. In X-Men 25. Basically, Magneto's had enough of Wolverine, and he does the ultimate sort of damage to him by extracting all the adamantium that's been grafted to his bones. So you can see just the torture that, pulling a metallic element out of, that's something that's been attached to your bones, out of the skin. Wolverine's in a lot of pain here, and so this is a huge development. And then soon after, Professor X basically mind blasts Magneto and puts him in a vegetative state. And this is really what it kind of wipes Magneto's memory, and then Magneto sort of becomes a good guy from this point on. And so it's a major shift. Magneto sort of becomes the ultimate anti-hero, and then ultimately leads the X-Men. And so there's a big shift in terms of his character narrative from villain to superhero. And so it starts here, but as you can see, a great graphic here of that moment in comic history. So that's the key of this book. Magneto just pulling out the adamantium from Wolverine. Wolverine goes back to his bone claws. And of course, similarly, in Batman 497, Batman's been kind of, out and about fighting crime, and Bane comes to the Batcave and reveals that he knows his Bruce Wayne's identity, and a battle ensues. But Batman's really no match for Bane. Bane's sort of juiced up on this thing called Venom that makes him really strong and heals him very quickly. And basically, in the battle, much like the movie, he just kind of puts him over his back rather than kill. But Batman wants him to kill him, but Bane wants Batman to be in a tortured state. So instead, he just breaks his back, and then Batman needs time to heal. So in the meantime, Batman calls upon John Paul Valley, who's Azrael, to don this Batman suit, and Azrael becomes this sort of like super robot style Batman. He's got this robot metallic suit, and then he battles Bane in I believe Batman 500, issue 500, and defeats Bane. And basically Bane wants him to kill him, and he says, no, I'm not going to kill you, I'm just going to let you rot in jail. And again, that's a bad idea. These jails don't keep villains in for very long, so they're always escaping and haunting our heroes again. But anyway, so those are the two big sort of developments. You know, Batman gets his back broken, Wolverine gets his adamantium pulled out. And these are really two great covers. So we have a cover here by Kelley Jones, and we have a cover here by Andy Kubert. Both great covers, and they're really just sort of pivotal moments in comic books at the time. And again, these were published at around the same time. So I read them both, and I bought both of these issues, and I really, if you're asking me which one's a favorite, I really couldn't pick. And it's going to be a hard one to pick. But I think, you know, as much as I love the X-Men, I got to give it up for Kelley Jones's art style here. It's, you know, he drew this very sort of, it's just this sort of, you know, he has his own style for like making Batman this sort of spooky monster of the night. And then the way he draws Bane in this as this like super, you know, like Zangief type character, it really brings out sort of the mismatch that Batman's finally met a guy who's just can outfight him, outstrengthen him. It's not like Bane has super strength. He's just like a guy on super steroids, essentially. But yeah, a great story. And so, yeah, I think in this instance, we're going to go with Batman 497 as our victor. Again, you can follow along and vote for your winners in these comic battles. I've posted my brackets, and let's just go over the brackets while we're at it here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and then you can take a look at what we're doing. And so this is the Otaku Tour Guide comic battle bracket. And as you can see now, the second round hasn't been decided yet. So these are basically my votes and the votes I've accumulated thus far. So these are sort of the leading candidates. Now you still have time to submit your brackets or vote on the videos themselves on who your choices are. I have the comic videos in my playlist. You can go back and pick your favorite ones. But for now, these are the ones that are leading the vote count and are the ones that are moving on. So for now, I'm just, as a placeholder, we're going to go down here to our matchup, which is, where is it? It's here. So we're looking for X-Men 25. Here it is. X-Men 25 versus Batman 497, and we're going to give the victory to Batman 497. So let me know if you agree with the winner, and vote. You can obviously vote for X-Men 25, and the outcome could change. But for now, we're going to put Batman 497 as my vote, and it's the front runner, and we'll see if who ends up winning that battle. So again, I encourage you to vote, comment, vote in all the matchups. We'll tally up those votes, and come the end of the month, we will move on to the second round. In the second round, we'll have second round matchup videos as well. Okay, stay tuned for my next video coming right up.